Hi, I'm John Knoerzer and this is BoardGameGeek TV. I'm going to be doing an explanation video for Numeri by Schmidt Spiele, designed by Rudy Hoffman. This is another game in Schmidt Spiele's Easy Play line. Setup for Numeri is very simple. Place the board in the middle of the table, or in this situation, the middle of the camera shot. Then each player gets their 5 tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or in this case, 5, 2, 1, 4, 3. On your turn, you roll the dice. You take the pawn of the die number you rolled and move it to the next spot that is open. So the first move is always going to be there. Now if you roll a star, you can move any pawn that you want to move. Now let's say I'm playing the red player right now and I rolled the star here and I decide I want to move the 3. So I would move that up. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, John, this seems like a really boring game. All I do is roll the die and move a pawn. I don't have any decisions. Well, there are a few other rules that make this actually a really interesting game. First rule is, let's say it's green's turn right now and they roll the die and they don't roll a 3, they roll a 4. They would then put their 4 piece there. Now at any point, if you have 3 of your pieces in a row, you actually get to go again. Yay, green. So green would then move their 4 again. Still not that exciting of a game. But let's take a closer look at the board because there are some key spots on the board that once you pass those spots, the game gets a lot more interesting. Now that we can see the board a little bit better, we can see that there are 3 spots on the board. They have a little person icon and a number next to it. That number means how many players are playing in the game. So if you're playing in a 3-player game, when someone passes this spot, so the first marker that gets to here, everybody in the game gets an ability to what they call split numbers. So let's take a look at this. Let's say blue moves, they roll a 3 and they move their 3 up. And now it's green's turn. And green happens to roll a 5. Now instead of just let's actually look at the die and see the die. There we go. Now, instead of just actually moving your 5, you can split the 5 into moving your 4 and 1 or 2 and 3. So in this case, they're going to choose 1 and 4. And you can actually do that in any order you want. So in this situation, you could do 4 and then 1, which would probably be a little bit more advantageous than going the other way around. One last thing to note about splitting numbers. You can never split numbers so that you move the same number twice. So you cannot split 4 into 2 and 2. And stars can never be split. So you cannot choose 5 and then split it into 3 or 2 with a star. Star always has to be a single number. So the numbers you can split are 3 into 2 and 1, 4 into 1 and 3, and 5 into 2 and 3 or 1 and 4. So let's take a look at the end of the game. So blue is rolling a 5 on their turn, so they're going to actually move the 5 into this spot. Once a marker is actually in each of these 3 final spots, the game ends instantaneously, and then everybody totals up their points. How do you score points? Well, as you can see, there are numbers on the track throughout the game that goes from -3 to 30. You score points if you're on one of those spots at the end of the game, and you multiply them by the number that's on that spot. So let's total up reds. Red gets 30 points times 1 here, 25 points times 2, so that's a total of 80 so far. Their 4 is worth nothing because it's not on a numbered spot. The 5 is worth 5 points because it's 5 times 1, and that would be a total of 85. And then their 3 is multiplied by -2, which is -6. So you minus 6 from your 85 to a total of 79. And that was Numeri. I hope you enjoyed it, and check out our other explanation videos on BoardGameGeek TV. It's another one of our easy play games. Not our easy play games, it's actually Schmidt Spiele's easy play games. Hey! Hey! Listen!